normal. And if you look at it and you say, no, that does not look normal to me, well, your first guess is right. It is not normal, and it should not be coming up from the ground, going up into the sky, or coming down from the sky, going into the ground. It should not look like that. Let's stick a filter on it. Good morning and happy Easter if you celebrate Easter. If you don't, then I hope you're having a wonderful day. And let's see what it looks like. Hello, Applebrooks honey. See what it looks like in the inverted mode. It kind of looks a little different. And there really isn't anything normal about this at all. This is the grayscale silver. There's nothing normal about this. Hello, Emmett, Urso, Doris, Valden. Good morning and happy Easter, Yankee Word, Jennifer Heel. So no, you're right. It's not normal. In fact, it looks a little out of this world is what it looks like. Out of this world and not of the world that we live in. It looks like something from outer space. It truly does. It maybe made a beeline from above and went down into this mountainous range right here. That's truly what it looks like. If you're just tuning in, let me see. Good morning. Good morning. It's almost afternoon, but good morning. Yeah, that's not normal. Any stretch of your imagination, there's really nothing normal about it. It'd be like you skydiving or jumping off of high diving board and going straight down into water. You'd be making a beeline straight into the water. So no, it's not normal. And you have to ask yourself, well, what is it? Because it doesn't look like a cloud. What if it is, what if this is, it reminds you of Jack and the Beanstalk. Yeah, I got to stabilize my leg. My hair is a little puffy. I took a curling iron to it, but I want to smash it because it's a little bit puffy this morning, but that's okay because it's a little bit misty out. Reminds you of Jack and the Beanstalk. Really, so if you're thinking about Jack and the Beanstalk, what if there is something up there? It is not. It's truly, you all, I'm telling you, it's at this point you'd have to ask yourself, what are they hiding? Is there truly something up there that would come from above and go into the ground like a UFO? That's the picture. That's the picture. And I'm going to take it off of there. I'm going to check mark it. I'm going to flip it back around. No, we're going to look at it in the inverted mode. This is the regular negative. If you had a 35 millimeter camera, this is like the negative to the 35 millimeter camera. So it's not. And if it came from above, what is it? And is it a life form? I'm sure it's some type of a life form. I really am sure that there is some type of a life form that is attached to this. I don't think it's just a bunch of capsules going into the ground. I really don't. It's not a bunch of like claps something going into the ground. It's not. It kind of reminds me of the Arrival thing. You know, the Arrival movie where they have those beings in the sky and they communicate with circles, but this thing is literally going straight down. Straight down. Or it could be coming straight up. Like that. Like that. Let's look at it again. I can't remember. It was on some type of live webcam that was captured. It's been a tad bit of a while. It has a tad bit of a while. But it's, you know, it would look like a tornado going straight up, but you know it's not. It's It's either, if it's coming from the ground, this thing is twisting too. It's twisting. It literally looks like it's twisted. It's twisting its way up into like a spiral, like a candy cane spiral or something. Or, see, Noelle, what if it's coming down? Because it's got to get more solid. If it's coming down from the sky, it's got to get really solid before it penetrates something. And it looks pretty solid down here, and it looks like it's got some offshoots to it. It does. Um, yeah. Hello, Carol, honey. Hello, Applebrooks, honey. Hello, everyone on here. Yeah, hope you're having a beautiful day. I do. So this is, there really doesn't appear to be anything above it. So I think the majority of it came from above. I really do. I feel the majority of it, it came from the sky and it went down into the earth like a great big entity. Maybe it's a collective entity that did it, because there's not much left up here. But look at the different colors that it made too as it was coming down, as if it looked like the sunlight was hitting certain parts of it. It's coming down. Looks like there's stuff in it. There literally does look like there's stuff inside of it. We would like to zoom up close. I mean, if you're on a big computer, this is going to look a little wild. Just in it. It looks like there's sections of it too. Like, see, like separated from it, but that is inside it. This thing is embedded with something. It came down from the sky, and it went straight down into the earth. I think it was near some kind of volcano that looked like a plateau up there. Could have been Alaska. It was like an area where you wouldn't expect people to be really looking, is where it was located. You wouldn't expect them to be looking there at all, where it was at. I'm trying to this was some kind of, I don't know why I'm thinking it was like near a volcano or something. I don't. Yeah. A whirlwind? Well, it's a kind of a whirlwind that came from the sky and it went down into the ground, is what it looks like. Up from above and down into the ground. Well, it's not too scary. It really isn't too scary. It is very unusual, and I'm sure they can assign some type of atmospheric, meteorological, whatever name to it. I'm sure they could, since it came from the sky, from up above, and went straight down. Look at it twirling like. It's so solid. Or it could have came from the ground. But I think it came from above when we were looking at it. When we were looking at it. That's what I think. I mean, it could be an, and it could have been something. Okay, so if we look at that, see it's coming down and coming down. And if you were to look like at this dragon right here, the dragon mouth, could it have been like some kind of dragon-like thing that like twirled its way down from the sky? Now, could it really have been something like that? Because, you know, they are like mythical, but I believe they're highly spiritual. Could it, I don't know, it doesn't have no wings on it or nothing. Is this some kind of entity? It's like one of these coming down. The sky and the clouds look really, really odd at times. I'm just being honest. And it's hard to ascertain exactly what we have going on. But we know something's going on. That almost looks like a straight edge right there. It really does. like a straight edge right there. But why would there be a straight edge in something like that coming straight down? And why does it look like it's got things poked inside of it? It does. It looks like it's got things. It could be from The Arrival. The Arrival movie and stuff like that is what it could be from. Maybe they are here. They are here. I'm not, there's no maybe. They are here. That species is here on the earth. And I don't even know if they gave them a name. I know in Star Trek, or the Borg would have gave them a name, right? The Borg would have assigned them a number. Because the Borg assigned the humans a number, a certain species. So these bound to have a number assigned to them too, whatever it is, whatever shape it comes in. Yeah. Who took the picture, Dar S? I got it off a live screen, like a live stream. You know how they have cameras all over the world? I think those cameras are for a lot of different purposes. One, to like keep watch over the sky, what's coming in and what's going out. And also, I don't know, for, well, if you have humans also looking at the cameras, they can catch things that would otherwise fly off the radar. Really, fly off the radar, because they got to, yeah. I printed this from my computer, is what I did. I can't remember. It was some kind of remote area. Yeah. Some type of remote area. And I think something was going on in the world at the time. I don't think it was like the Oumuamua or something like that. I don't. It's just, it's quite strange. It is crazy looking. Yeah, Guzman. Well, I believe that this is a certain type of a species that, so what, it's coiled up there at the top. It really is coiled. And I'm thinking when it was coming down, I might have done a video on this too. I really might have done one, but it's been a while. A video on this coiling, and then it's going down there really fast. It did go down fast. It went down fast. That I remember. It went down fast. Very fast. It wasn't, it's solid. It's so solid. You can see how solid it is from the inverted mode right here. Solid right here and through here. But then as it gets higher, it's kind of not so solid. Not so solid as it is in these areas right here. Going down, because they have clear definition to them. Very clear definition. Wow. They can cloak themselves however they like. They can cloak themselves however they like. They can come and go as they please, and there's nothing we can do about it. And I'm thinking you can't even, if this was like some kind of species that was a threat, what can they do about it? Nothing. You can't do nothing about it. You really can't. They might have been here before humans. They might have. They might be advanced species. Could be. Probably are advanced species. Very advanced. I wish I had something that was similar to them. The only thing I have that would be even remotely similar would look like something like this that that was picked up on the Hawaii, at the observatories in Hawaii. This thing come up out of the ground, and it's got brown on it and has lights. This thing's light up. I don't know if this thing has ability to light up, but this thing came out of the ground in Hawaii right there. But I was trying to think of if there was anything else that would look similar to that species that we've documented, other than the Arrival movie. Really, The Arrival? them or whoever it was called. I mean, this right here, that's too solid, and this thing right here, this thing comes out of the ground too. There's no telling what that is also. There is no telling. What it is there's some kind of species out there that is not human looking at all. And it's, what if there's species out there that's not human looking. I just dropped my train of thought. I was going to say something. It slipped my mind. It slipped my mind all of a sudden. Totally. It could be, it could be something like this right here. It really could. It could be something like this. This was captured also in, this is in Hawaii, this right here thing. And it doesn't look like a normal ship or anything, but you can see it has the darkish, it's just like, you could have a bunch of these that could perhaps twirl themselves together and create one of these and come down from above. I mean, you could come down from above and go into the ground, because these things right here, they come out of the ground. They come from below and they fly across the sky, and you know, it doesn't look solid either, except in certain spots. And I'm wondering if this right here could be related to like a big, massive, massive, massive one that has, I don't know, this could be like a big mothership, a mother entity, a great big gigantic entity. And this could be part of that species right there. I know it sounds strange. It really does sound a little strange. But they remind me of that type right there that show up. They do. They come up out of the ground. That thing going down in the ground, coming from the sky. Well, where did it go? If it came from the sky, where on earth, where was it at? What was it doing? Was it just flying around up there? And it doesn't look like this one right here either. This right here that flies across NASA's area. It doesn't look like that one. This is too evenly spaced. This right here is just like a big twisted spiraling down thing right there. It's some kind of species is what it is. Some kind of species that has a home base in the earth. That's what I would say. Somewhere in the earth they have a place that they go to inside the earth. Because it wouldn't make no sense if they just hit the earth and then that was the end of them. They got obliterated. They come down from the sky, hit the earth, and they got obliterated. No, they're going somewhere inside the earth. Then you got to ask yourself, what's inside the earth? This thing going straight down, what is inside the earth? Because it has to go through whatever the earth is made of. There must be some kind of shaft or something, some kind of opening that this thing came down from above and went into the ground. It went into the ground. So what goes up must come down. And it's got like tentacle-like things. You can see it. It's like tentacle-like things that twirled around with it. It's like going down there. It orbits around us. There's lots of things that are orbiting around, right? A ton of things orbiting around us. Well, it could have even, what if it made a trip to the sun and then came out of the sun? I mean, it could have done something like that too, came out of the sun. Could be some kind of, I don't know, it doesn't look like no plasma. It's too solid to be a plasma. I wonder if it's like, I wonder if it's part of this species right here that's in the clouds. Now, this is serious. This is really serious. I wonder if it's part of this species that is in the clouds. Because you see let me get over this. You see the dark areas right there? This is the white of the clouds, and this is the dark entities that are inside the clouds. And they're just stuck in there and stuff. And if you look at this, has some of them on here too. This got some of them on it too, y'all. It does. I'm just going to tell you the truth. This right here has some of those on it. They got it on it. And they're over here. And they're in the clouds. But this thing right here, could you imagine the organizational skill if, just say, if it was a big cluster of these, whatever they are, some kind of life form, clustered itself together, they'd have to be some kind of a collective, like, and then, like, I don't know, came from somewhere and went down into the ground because they look like the same species. They really do. But then it looked like this great big massive. Could you imagine how wide that is? The diameter of this thing right here that came down. It must be massive. I couldn't even begin to fathom. It's probably bigger than the diameter of a car. Wonder if it's as big as a tunnel borer. You know those the boring machines? What if that thing is like that big, like that? What if it is coming down as massive as something like that and going down a hole inside the earth as big as that? Now that would be perfect. If that thing is that big, well, that's perfect. We got great big tunnels and big openings that this thing could go down into, but what's it going to do once it enters the earth? Is it going to go through those, like, oh my gosh, this sounds really, you know how a snake hole looks like? Snake hole, or those tunnels of moles. The moles dig their tunnels, or ant colonies and the tunnels. So could you imagine something like that coming down from the sky? Because it came down, and it goes up, it's going to come down. It ain't just going to only go in one direction. No, it's going to go in both directions. Comes down into the earth, and like a great big opening as big as a tunnel boring machine, and its tunnels, and this thing is going to go through it like a whirlwind. It's going to go through it like a whirlwind into the earth, but it's got to have some kind of location that it's going to stop at inside the earth. It's got to. And I don't know if it's, sometimes we see these things right here coming up out of the ground and they go into the clouds. I'm just being honest with you. We see them at the volcanoes. They come up from the ground and they go up and get inside clouds. See them? I think that they're inside this. I really do. I think they're in here. I believe they're inside this thing. But they went down. What made it do that? What made it do that? This is like, I don't know. So I'm just trying to picture how on earth. What happens when it gets through the end? Because it ain't just going to go around in a circle. It's not just going to go around in the tunnels without stopping, just go round and around and around. Wonder if it disassembles itself. Wonder if it separates itself once it reaches its destination. It could. It really could. How are we doing over here? Somebody blew up the black cube cloud. Filters or something could help. Maybe, Joseph, honey, we have a filter on it. We do. I've done it. I put it in the inverted mode also. This is the inverted mode. This would be the negative to like a 35 millimeter. If you would get your film processed, this is what it looks like right there with the actual negative itself. I mean, it's solid. It's solid. There's not much difference with it. There really isn't. It is what it is. And if we use the filter on the YouTube, on this one, which it is like the a negative, like a grayscale negative. This is what it looks like. And this is the grayscale negative. Oh, okay, so we got the grayscale negative on the YouTube. This is a little bit more clarity. See, this is what this one looks like in the regular negative. This is with the YouTube grayscale negative on it. On top the negative, we got a double negative here. And this is what we're looking at. It come down from above. And you can see the sun is shining, obviously, shedding light onto whatever this is. Because, my goodness gracious. And it literally fades away, but it coiled itself. Whatever this is, it could have came out of a portal in the sky. A wormhole opened up and it spiraled out of it and went into the earth, into a massive opening as big as a tunnel boring machine hole. And it went somewhere inside the earth. How about that? Went somewhere inside the earth is what it did. But it has the ability to pull itself together like that. It does. It does. You know, like how they say, like you have the dragons in myths, they're deep inside the ground. They're deep in the ground and they got the fire-breathing dragons and things like that. They do. There's holes everywhere. There's holes everywhere. There's sinkholes everywhere. There's great big shafts in the earth. Something's in those holes. I wouldn't want to go down in those holes. Would you want to go down in those holes? Because you don't know where they lead. You really don't. But this is, and I like looking at these up close. I know they know what they are. They just do their own thing. They're in the clouds. You know it's not normal. And they look kind of velvet-y. They do look kind of velvet-y. I've never seen them look like a black cube, but up close they look velvet-y. No, they're not velvet. They may not be velvet, but they look like it. But they could be a solid mass. I think they are a solid mass. But if they're a solid mass, how could they even be up there inside the clouds unless the clouds aren't really what we were told? And these like are a solid mass too. They look like it. You can't see through them. You really can't. I am going to be going. I'm going to go 27 minutes. I got to get myself downstairs and, well, I was going to do something down there. Do some cooking. You know, my hair is so puffy. When I get done, I'm going to put a hat on my head and flatten my hair. I'm going to do it. Yeah. So I'm going to go. And thank you all for tuning in. And hope you're having a wonderful Easter if you celebrate it. If you don't, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I really do. So hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello, from my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful day. And if you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And thank you to everyone who has. And if you haven't joined, please consider joining. I'm trying to get good at members thing. I rarely ever post things about members. Sometimes I do, but sometimes I don't. I'm trying to get better at it. Please give this video a thumbs up. It does help it reach whoever it's supposed to. But there's something came down. If it came down, it went inside the earth. It has to be at least something as big enough as a boring machine tunnel. And if it went into the tunnels, where did it end up? To some kind of entity inside the earth. There could be a massive, massive entity inside the earth that this thing was going to. It could be. And we don't know it. So let me flip it back around. So I'm going to go. You all have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and I hope to see you later. Love you. Thank you, moderator. Thank you all for your comments.